Welcome back. I'm Brandon, and today I like to talk about coal. Yes, the stuff naughty kids find in their stockings. Now that the Electoral College has confirmed Joe Biden's victory, we should expect to see him inaugurated as the President of the United States on January 20th. One thing President-elect Biden said he would do is to have America rejoin the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement is an international treaty on climate change. The goal of the agreement is to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, and more preferably to under 1.5 degrees Celsius when compared to pre-industrial levels. Key to reaching this goal is to significantly reduce carbon emissions. When carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere, it traps heat inside the Earth's atmosphere and causes temperatures to increase. Since the Industrial Revolution, our temperatures have risen by around 1 degree Celsius. So how does coal play into this mix? Why does coal matter? And what can be done about it? Coal is a form of concentrated carbon. When it is burned, it releases more CO2 than other fossil fuels that we use, such as natural gas and oil. To generate the same amount of energy, a coal-fired power plant releases twice the amount of emissions compared to a similar natural gas plant. If we are to reach the stretch goal of limiting global warming to under 1.5 degrees Celsius, all future emissions of CO2 and greenhouse gases need to be kept down to the equivalent of 420 billion to 580 billion tons of carbon dioxide. Today's coal plants could use up to 85% of that budget alone. Using the 2 degrees Celsius goal, existing coal plants could still use up to a third of the carbon emissions allowed. Relying on coal does not leave much room for other sources that generate gases, such as transportation and agriculture. If we are to reach either of these goals, coal consumption would almost certainly need to be significantly decreased. While coal is used in some industrial processes such as steelmaking, 2/3 of the coal in the world is burned to generate electricity. With the US moving towards natural gas and China's economy expanding, roughly 80% of coal consumption is now in Asia, with China being the dominant player. China uses about 52% of the total coal consumption, and India uses about a quarter of it. America and European countries consumed the most coal during the Industrial Revolution. Since then, the US and European countries have seen their coal consumption decline. Countries, however, such as China and India, have taken their place and used coal to help boost their economic growth. Because these countries are the dominant users of coal, any solution will almost certainly require them to play a large role in decreasing coal consumption if we are to have any chance of meeting the goal of well below 2 degrees Celsius. In many countries, coal is being replaced by other sources of energy, including renewable and less polluting fossil fuels, like natural gas. Renewable energy has seen significant drops in cost, and farms are now less expensive and easier to build and maintain. However, some renewable sources, such as solar and wind, are intermittent. Depending on their use, such as when used to generate electricity, they may require solutions like batteries to ensure they can distribute electricity around the clock. For example, you can't generate electricity from solar farms at night, so if a house needed electricity, the electricity would have to come from batteries that were charged during the day. This kind of infrastructure can be expensive and needs to be built out to support increasing our reliance on renewables. One also needs to consider the social impacts from transitioning away from coal. The coal industry accounts for hundreds of thousands of jobs. For example, Coal India, an Indian mining company, has over 270,000 workers. Any transition would require addressing the loss of these jobs, including support and maybe retraining affected workers. I hope you have a better understanding of why coal plays such a large role in combating climate change. If you're interested in this topic and want to learn more, I suggest looking into carbon capture systems, renewable energy farms and plants, and solutions to reducing carbon emissions. If you enjoy my videos and learn something new each time, please subscribe and leave a like, as it'll help recommend this video to others. Look out for my next video on business and tech.